Always fun, crazy. It's painful, but it's wonderful. What is the name?
It's Reusse Unchained.
All right, we were just talking off microphone. The first football game, we wait months and months and months for football, and we let a little isolated thunderstorm derail us for an hour last night.
Yes, that is ridiculous. Golf. You're out there with metal, and you got trees, which attract lightning. We always hit under trees, but then they told us because there's water in those trees, the lightning likes to go down there and fry you. So stay out from the trees. Stop, okay? If you see lightning like 2 miles away, golf, stop. Everything else, play ball. Let's go. It's ridiculous. I was at the College World Series softball with the Gophers in Oklahoma City. In the end of May in Oklahoma, there's nothing but lightning, right? It was
just everywhere.
It was, if it was in 8 miles, they had to stop the game. It was a sunny day, and we didn't play for 3 hours. What the hell is wrong with America? Let's toughen up now that we have this idiot as president. Why doesn't he ban lightning stops when he's worrying about something? Come on, Don, show us how tough you are and tell the NFL they can't stop because lightning. Now, if somebody's out drinking in the parking lot and they get hit by lightning, then maybe you don't want to play. But, come on, play ball.
That's called natural selection outside the Eagles Stadium.
It was ridiculous. I mean, did you guys all make it? I couldn't make it. I gave up on them. What the hell?
I did stay till the end. I was also trying to stay up for the women's U.S. Open semifinal, which was a good match. I fell asleep during the third set there.
Yeah. So this one, speaking of that, this one Russian is actually a American, right?
Her parents are Russian.
But yes.
Yeah, I don't really know how it all works.
But she's from here. I think she's here. I don't think we can throw her out, can we? So anyway, okay, forget that. But a terrible second half, right? 3 points in the second half or something like that.
Well, CeeDee Lamb had 3 drops. I think all of them were in the second half.
And one was going to win the game, right? One was going to win the game and hit him right.
Much.
He just dropped it. They just paid him a ton, didn't they?
Yeah.
Didn't they pay him a ton?
Yes. So, he does make like $35 million or whatever it is.
And after he drops the one that's wide open, right? Then he had a chance to make a nice catch, right? And a dive, and he didn't do that either. So
that would have been a really tough catch. But the one he dropped was a perfect. Dak could not have thrown that ball better. Wow. It was gorgeous.
That's that was what a way to start the football season, though. So supposedly, unsportsmanlike penalties they can only fine you $14,000. I looked up the thing. I was curious. But what do you think they're going to try to do to this guy that embarrassed the entire nation by spitting before the first play of the game?
They could suspend him. They could. I mean, he did miss the entire game week 1.
Yes, right. Yes, he did.
Transgression.
And Dak spit first, supposedly, although Dak was spitting towards the ground, apparently.
Dak's spit didn't come near him. He kept coming at Dak. It was a very odd circumstance.
Well, this lad has had some troubles in his life, including being involved in killing 2 people when they were racing, right? Driving.
Georgia.
So, in Georgia. So, but what a way for the season. The NFL is going to try to fine him $100,000 or something like that, or suspend him or something, because they're. I was reading their definition now of sportsmanship. They basically want these guys to go out there and kill each other, but be sportsmen about it. Don't take it personally. Show America what nice people we are. But then, when the play is over and now you're back at the line of scrimmage, try to kill each other again, but do it politely, okay? What is wrong with these?
I get spitting on someone. I get it. They're sensitive about if you do any sort of gun motion.
Yes.
All right, but some of the other stuff, who cares if somebody waves a hand in someone's face after signals first down or whatever, just let them go.
Okay, so now are we going to have a replay review to decide whether somebody actually grabbed his crotch or that it was just kind of a belly gesture? Are we going to have somebody do that too? Because you can't make any sexual gestures either.
I'm pretty sure they
decide?
had. I think they had a rule. You can't do more than like 2 pumps if you're going to do the hips thing too. So if it's one, okay, you get away with it. If it's 2 pumps, it's probably a penalty.
It's the damnedest thing I've ever. Their attempt to turn this into, first of all, let's kick off, okay? I know the season's starting and everybody, but do we have to do? And we'll be back right now with the kickoff, and then 5 minutes later, and we'll be back right now with the kickoff. But
no, Pat, we must tease it for 3 hours.
Well, we're making
coming up next.
We got those commercials to fit in.
Just give us a time, okay? Give us a time when the kickoff will take place.
It's football time, Pat. They did.
Yes.
They gave you a time. It's called football time.
Football o'clock, Pat.
Yeah. And if you have anything else going on, that's a you problem.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, it was you throw in the rain delay. I mean, the lightning delay and everything, and it was a pretty bad way to start the season. But I'm sure, you know what the rain delay did? Give them an hour of primetime ratings. Nobody could afford to change channels thinking that they might run back out there and start the game again.
Here's my question. Were they serving beer at the link during that? Because those people had been getting blitzed all day long in the parking lot. So, they have this delay, and the screen said, go, take shelter inside, i.e. go right by the beer stand. How many fights must there have been in the stands last night?
Oh, my God. It was a night.
It's Philly.
Plus, that the Eagles fans, as much as they hate the Cowboys and everything else, there's going to be about 8,000 of them are going to be like the Viking fans when the Packers come to town. They're going to get their money back for their season tickets, right? So you gotta know there were Cowboy fans in there, But how long can we be America's team when we haven't been in the conference title game since 1995? Isn't there a statute of limitations on how long you can be America's team?
I'm going to guess
without urinating a drop, but you can for 30 years.
Have you dove into the 8-part Netflix series about the gambler and his Cowboys, the Jerry Jones ode to the early 90s?
No, I have not.
It is fascinating. But it's 8 parts, and the first 7 are about 1988 through 1996-ish. And there's other stuff, and then they just kind of speed through the rest of the 30 years in the last episode.
Well, their last big victory was against us, right? And that down there in the playoff game in '95, right? Wasn't that it?
They won the Super Bowl. Was it 96? They won the Super Bowl in the 95 season.
Yeah, but didn't the Vikings go down there with Denny in 95? Didn't we lose a first round playoff game when we had
96 season maybe? Yeah.
I thought it was 95, but we had big hopes and then got crushed that day. Brad Johnson was still a quarterback, I think. So maybe I'm wrong, but I know that they had a glorious victory down there, and then that was the last one basically. So it's unbelievable. Yeah. So anyway, we got that football. Meanwhile, Declan's ball club.
Hey, Pablo's back.
Yeah,
Pablo's back.
He is. They just
Pablo Day. Hey, you got your jersey?
And we said goodbye, I think, for maybe good this time to Noah Davis, but you can't rule it out. Can't rule it out.
David Noah, what's his ERA, like 400? It's unbelievable. The guy never gets anybody out, and they keep bringing it back.
So he finished up the game last night, right? So I watched the end because the Twins, because of the delay, actually went beyond the football game. I'm watching the end, and Noah Davis finally gets out after he gives up a home run of the top of the ninth. Mm-hmm. And I hear this big F-bomb. He drops a big F-bomb. The best part is they then replay the last out, And as he's coming off the mound on the
It shows
replay,
the F-bomb.
you hear the F-bomb.
And by the
man.
way, if he said it loud enough, the 17 people in,
Oh, God, yeah.
in the stadium had a good time.
They
What we
announced
have,
13,000 last night.
what we have left when they at what time did it end? Midnight or so?
Around
I don't know.
midnight, like
Yeah.
11:40.
Why
Yeah,
did they? Why did
hundreds.
these more? Okay, all season long, you play a 3-game series in the middle of the week. You you play an afternoon game on getaway day. Why was that a day? Why was that a night game?
They stopped doing night games. They did this last year too. They did this, I
They
think,
stopped doing day games?
Day games?
Yeah, they stopped doing. Yeah, sorry, they stopped doing day games during the week.
It's because they get, believe it or not, they draw more fans for night games on a Thursday night than a Thursday afternoon.
Look it up. They play a lot of afternoon games all through August. Now you
Yeah.
get to September when it's cold and rainy and nobody gives a damn, and you play a night game. It makes no sense. Nothing they do makes any sense. I was watching this game, and my God, I was not joining in the absolute psychotic hatred of the Pohlads, and I don't think I hate the Pohlads. I think I hate
Weather's
I
good.
hate the Falvey. What do we do? What did you get? Did you see that the lefties that's going to change the starting rotation gave up 7 runs and got 1 out in St. Paul the other day? 1 out, 7 runs. What did they get? All these, here comes. I mean, Adams wasn't in the trade, but man, he comes out there to let's send him out for another inning. Bingo, bango, bongo. It's what?
It's bad.
What? They got nothing. They got nothing. What is, like Tony used to say? They got nothing. What the hell is going on here? It's awful.
Yeah, it's really bad. Also, was it you on? Welcome back to Twitter, by the way.
Well, yes. I locked myself off Blue Sky, so I had to do something anyway.
Have they? Did you put out the 4-game sweep by the White Sox over the Twins nugget?
Yes.
What was that?
Okay. They're the only team that we have been in the same bracket with for 65 years. American League West, American League Central. The White Sox are the only one. And through that 65-year rivalry, the Whiteys had never swept a 4-game series in Minnesota in 65 years. And now you're going back, to years when there was a rain out, they'd just play a doubleheader. They wouldn't look for some date later. They'd just play a doubleheader. And so there've been a few of them, and they've never been swept. And the Whiteys are now within, I think, Declan, 9 of the Twins. I think they're within 9. We could finish 15th. We got a shot at 15th.
It's closing in, man. Yeah, they are 9.5 games back of the Twins now. And the Twins, who do they have next? It's not the Yankees yet.
Kansas City,
and then the Angels, and then the Yankees
Who
Who do the White Sox have next?
Well, how? No lead is safe. What are you going to do? I mean, if you're bringing back Pablo, why you saved him for the road game, huh? Okay, well, I guess he'd pitch. Is he pitching tonight then?
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
they probably they'll only let him go 3 or 4, even if he's pitching good, right? So then we get to see the collection again. What? Oh man, alive! It's unbelievable. I think what they did at the trading deadline ranks among the. There was Calvin in '82. But he, when he traded Smalley and, everybody who was making any money. But he basically said, I'm trading everybody that's making any money. I don't want to pay this bad team. I'm taking anything I could get. But he got Brunansky back at least. And traded RD later and he didn't get Gagne in that trade. Did he get that Gagne in those trades too? Yeah, because he got RD for Smalley, so he got Gagne too. They didn't get anything. But I mean, there's an 18-year-old catcher we're supposed to get excited about. I got a hard time waiting until that.
Yeah. What is the state of there's a lot of Pollad chatter, obviously, but like to your point, what is the state of Derek Falvey right now? Derek Falvey is one of the most powerful baseball executives in the league because he's running baseball and business ops. He's overseeing two messes right now on the business and baseball ops side.
Yes, and guys, they're going to fire Rocco. I'm beginning more and more that they're going to like make him the culprit here. What's he supposed to do when you left him this bullpen? What's he supposed to do?
Yeah.
They play good, they get a 5-2 lead, and it's gone. Boom, just like that. And Keishel is okay. I said the other day he's Tim Tuffle. You can hit, and then they hit him a ball, and it's 50-50. But they get a little excitement. They get the 5-2 lead, and bango, it's gone. And then you're just waiting to get beaten. It's raining, and then you got to rain. How long was the rain delay to start? About an hour and a half or so?
Yeah, they missed like an hour.
Yeah. The shock was Phil Miller, who's taking the buyout, was not covering the game because he's the rainmaker. What he is. And I said, because I was hoping he was there so I could text him and say, "Are you having second thoughts about taking the buyout when you could be sitting through rain delays to watch this collection of crapola go out there?" It's
man. And it is the battle for you're not gonna beat the minor league stadium teams, but the battle for like bottom of the American League attendance in the full stadiums is a tight one. Twins, Baltimore, and Kansas City are fighting it out for the fourth worst attendance in the American League, and the Twins right now have
You can't count Tampa and Sacramento. You're right.
Yep, we're taking them out, and the White Sox are still down there. But the Twins are averaging one more fan per game right now than the Orioles. So and then it's 500 more fans per game than the Royals. So it's going to be.
Of course, the contest here is who lies the most. Actually, the attendance wasn't awful in August. In July and August, it was considering what you did to the people, but yeah. Hey, but when you're as old as me, and you remember the Septembers with 1,800 people out there on beautiful afternoon days, it was great because you could hear the smart-ass comments coming from the people. And, I've told you the story about the Jack Blasey, the marketing guy, sitting up there on the upper deck taunting his players. He's one of the guys selling tickets. Toledo, he's yelling at these guys. It was not having anybody at the ballpark was easy for us to accept back then. But this is a disaster.
It is.
But I think, isn't the disaster the product you've left people here, the pitching staff? That's what was the motive? What was the motive? I can see what the motive for getting rid of Correa was, but what was the motive? It's not like you were busting the bank having to pay these guys. You didn't. Even Duran wasn't due for big money yet, was he?
No, just arbitration. So nothing massive. Yeah.
Yeah. But what's weird about it, Pat, is there were a lot of guys that they could have traded and who have stumbled and done terrible. Griffin Jacks has been a bust.
Yeah.
Willie Castro's unplayable. But like when you get into Varlin and probably Duran now and you took away any chance to win baseball games.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's and then all of a sudden, when does, by the way, the pitching genius have to take a little heat here?
I'm out on him. If he makes one more damn trip to the mound to go talk to a guy who's about to give up a 3-run homer, Pete Mackey, just stay in the dugout.
No, I'm not talking about him, though. I'm talking about the genius,
Josh Culp.
Josh Culp, who walks, when Wes Johnson left here because he couldn't stand Culp walking in and talking to pitchers before the game and stuff like that. So, I mean, he's the guy that, let's get this guy. He's the guy that telling you that these guys have a future, and they don't. So, when I think if you're going to blow it up, you know what they're going to do? They're going to fire Rocco, and they're going to give us Jace Tingler, and we're supposed to get excited, right? That's what's going to happen. They're not going
Man,
to go out.
I could
and get
definitely see that. Yeah, I could
they're
see
not
that.
going to go out and get a real manager. They're not, or somebody who's going to change the vibe.
Well, yeah. Well, you're not gonna. I mean, unless Falvey completely changes the way that he operates, you're not gonna hire a manager to give control to manage the team and culture the way that he wants to, without a 2:00 in the afternoon preset meeting. You know.
Hey, who are the investors? Where are the investors?
Nobody,
are we ever going to find out who these people are?
They're going to have to tell us, aren't they? What are we waiting for?
Yeah, I
don't
think they're
know.
still waiting for approval. I think they're still waiting for the approval, and then once that's announced, they can publicly leak them.
What? If those guys have written out the check yet, I would think their feet might be getting a little cold here.
I was going to say,
imagine?
Hey, you know what? We're good. Hey, we're good. Yeah, no, sorry, I can't go. I can't. No, I'm out. Can't do this.
I can't figure out how they got $400 million in debt, though. They just never paid. Somebody told me that whatever they paid to go into Target Field, 100 and they paid a fourth, right, or something like that, and then through the years, every time they do that, they just take out a loan from the bank, which they own, instead of paying it. So they ended up with. If they're trying to tell us that they lost 400 some million since they moved to Target Field, they're lying like rugs. But I agree they're losing money now because they don't have any regional TV money, and
They have no attendance either. There's no revenue coming in.
No concessions.
No. So I don't know what's going on. I have no idea what's going on. But we certainly have the front man. We certainly have the front man here who can explain it. Bring back Calvin. Calvin would tell us what was going on. Damn it. He would go in there and he'd tell you stuff that you didn't even want to publish. It was so crazy. But that was, at least he talked. It's an embarrassment.
It is really bad.
Sure.
It's as bad as it's been in decades, unfortunately. So,
you know what? They've basically gone downhill since they left KSTP, wouldn't you say?
I think you're right, Pat.
All right.
The curse of Reusse and Mackey.
That's right.
The curse of cram session is what we'll call it.
That's right. Okay. All right. Well, I don't know who we like Monday. I guess we don't talk Monday. Who
the next time we talk will be you tell us. We make our picks on Sunday on Purple Daily.
Okay, I like the visitors 27 18 no not 18 27 19. They're going to miss an extra point or something like that.
Okay.
I like the Vikings. I really like this, defense. And now talk about a crazy prediction. Though the wise old owl Mark Craig predict Jonathan Grenard would be the defensive player of the year. Wow. In the NFL now, that's putting a lot of optimism into him. He's a hell of a player, but that means you got to be a hell of a team. That's for sure.
I think that would cause old Jonathan Grenard to potentially want a new contract in the summer, even though he's on one right now.
Yes, it's good.
All right, Pat.
Hey,
Pat's
by
on
the
the
way,
record.
I was wrong. Only 3 of the Strip beat writers and Lavelle are going to the game in Chicago. The wise old owl Craig staying home. So as I said, that cut line in the Tuesday paper telling us the game isn't over yet better be one of the great cut lines ever written, because we got 4 people there to cover
online, baby.
Travel budget. Let's go.
All right, gents. See ya.
All right, Pat. There he is. Positive Pat. Vikings by 8 points. Reusse Unchained.